Hello everyone, so this is going to be a basic support tinker guide for post 4 or 5, preferably position 4 though. I'm making this guide because tinker is pretty much the most broken support hero right now ever since they changed the spells on tinker. So for Facet, you're definitely going to be taking repair bots. That is the reason why tinker is broken. It allows you much of the machine to apply a non-stackable 4 seconds duration heal on units that gets hit by the much. It still deals damage, so you get like best of both worlds, right? For the other facet, I'm not gonna bother with it. It's like for core tinker players. Innate, you get 1% cooldown reduction per 3 intelligence up to a maximum of 60%. The spells are pretty much the same. Laser, much of the machines, which is back, and because of the facet, it allows you to heal your teammates. Defense Matrix is also a really good spell that makes Tinker broken as a support. And the rest are pretty much the same, right? You get Shot, which is Rock Flare, that if you hit someone with it, you reduce their cast range and you root them for 2 seconds as well. So I'm going to talk about talent trees. For level 10 talent, both are good. I would recommend the +1 much of the machine duration more because I just like it to last longer. I think both are pretty much good. I might even say the mana cost and mana loss reduction is better. For level 15, you want to go +125 defense matrix absorbed. For level 20, you definitely want to get 0.5 keen convenience channel time if you can. And for level 25, it's 3-4, depending on what you need, right? If you have an axe, then 250 AoE laser is good. If you're playing against like a really heavy magical damage lineup, 50% bonus magic resistance for the Realm can be good. I want to talk about defense matrix model because I forgot to talk about it. So it's actually a really broken spell because you can actually refresh it and it gives you like an 860, 240 and 320 like damage barrier, right? So it blocks both physical and magic damage and status resist as well. And it lasts for 15 seconds. So that's like a very important thing to take note of if you're using it on your allies. That's really about it for the hero. So now I'm gonna get into the game. So the starting item build, you almost always want to get like the two circlet and 2 wood branch for the stats to trade. 1 black grenade so that you could use it and it gives you 50 health, right? Q opportunities and 1 tango. I would recommend like observer and sentry wards as well, just so that you can actually block and devour the enemy camp. And now I'm going to talk about the follow-up items. So for like the reason why you want to get 2 circlet on a support hero is because you're going to build into 2 null talisman. And the reason being for 2 null talisman is because of its innate, right? At level 25, null talisman would pretty much like double itself, and also you get like the mana bonus, mana regen and everything which is needed. And after 2 null talisman, you're gonna get like magic stick into holy locket, so that you're gonna heal like better. And the fact that you get to use it on your teammate, like the holy locket, is really good. And once you have these items, it's really up to you on what items you think is needed in the game. If Guardian Greaves is needed, you get Guardian Grave. If you're playing against a heavy magical lineup, you could go Crimson Guard and Solar Crest, right? Up to you. If you're playing against a heavy like magical lineup, you can get Pipe into Gleamer. If someone is really getting the Guardian Grave, Crimson Pipe, Crimson Guard and Pipe, you could just go like Solar Crest and Gleamer Cape. There are some games where you could even just get like an early Lotus Orb. You know, Lotus Orb is actually broken in some games, right? I would say examples would be when you're playing against a Beastmaster, Razor, or anything that like once you actually like cast a Lotus on your teammate, they can never die. That's a good game to get it. Then now I'm gonna talk about how you want to play the lane. So playing the lane is pretty simple for Tinker. You basically start the lane, you know, you want to unblock this camp if you can, right? I'll talk about it from the Radiant point of view. You always want to unblock this camp if you can. Right, put a sentry, devour it, and you want to block this camp. And when a wave meets, you know, you could always just cast much and trade with the enemy here, right? That's gonna be a support and what you wanna cast it and trade with them. The aim of the hero is honestly just to get level 6 with it as fast as you can. The reason being, once you get 6 as a support, you could actually just farm around the map anywhere you want, right? The fact that you have King Convenience and Ria means you could actually join any fight with a much of the machines and defense matrix and just like be everywhere. One thing to take note of is you would want to stack if you can when you're playing the lane, right? Once you're playing the lane, you realize you have nothing to do, you could always come for a quick stack. So 53, you hit here at 53 seconds, and here after that, and you're gonna stack both camps. So 1, 2, hit here, and hit here, right? And you pull it up. It's actually the same for here. So you hit here, and you pull it down. Yep, you stack both camps. The reason why you want to stack these two camps is that you can actually just like clear both camps with a few marches, right? Like sometimes you have to like make sure the machines are hitting this. Like look at the amount of damage. It's only level 1.
I'm in complete agreement.
Yeah, you want to farm like all these camps where your teammates aren't farming. Like please don't teleport somewhere where your teammate is farming and farm the camps. That's not good. You always want to max your march of the machines, and laser is really good for trading hits and harassing the enemy carry. And defense matrix is like the spell you should get on level 2 if you're playing against a hero with a debuff, right? Jakiro, Venomancer, you know, pretty much any hero that has a debuff that will debuff on you. Like defense matrix is gonna nullify everything. That's actually it about the hero. So I'm gonna talk about like some tips and tricks. Don't always rely on your key confidence to join fights. It's important to take note that you can actually just like teleport everywhere, right? And be like, oh, I can just teleport. But if you're level 7 or 8, you have like your items up, right? You can always TP to middle with a smoke, refuel your teammate like bottle or whatever, and actually smoke with him towards a certain lane to gank. Because you kind of always want to be in a fight as a tinker, right? You're so strong in the team fight. And the earlier you fight with your March of the Machine, because you can always like join the fight. Let's say you join the fight, right? So for example, like you join the fight, you go here, right? You smoke. Lanes are obviously push out, right? You smoke with your teammate, right? You try to find a kill here, or you try to find a kill here, and bam. Okay, let's say you have a fight here, right? After the fight, straight away you could like just like go back to middle and take this lane, and it's gonna be yours, right? Because the thing is, you're forcing enemies to react bottom as well, so this place is definitely gonna be safe, right? And if someone is like taking the lane here, you could always like just TP to top lane as well, or you could like TP here as well, right? Farm this cam. And just remember that after you do that, you could always TP back bottom to refuel like your mid player bottle or whatever, right? Because you just did a gank or fight with him right here. So that's like one thing to take note of. Another thing to take note of is farming patterns. You want to farm like spots that your teammates cannot farm, like I said, right? But you preferably want to farm spots where you can hit like 2 neutral creeps with your march. So that's very important. Like this spot is one, this spot is another one, this spot is another one. So if you actually master like finding out the 2 spots in the map, you're gonna find yourself to be like really rich. One last thing would be for tower defense, right? Always TP to a place where it's hard for the enemy to touch you, because March actually has a pretty long range if you look at it. And it's always good to cast like defense matrix on yourself if you're TPing around just for safety. So I think in my experience, normally like you could just cast like 2 March like this, and it's gonna clear the whole wave, right? Just remember, right? You could just TP in the fog, and like here you could just TP in the fog, right? Here you could also TP like here. Just make it like, just remember when you're TPing, make it as hard as possible for the enemy to dive you, because if they try to dive a Tinker and your teammate like just TP down, they're gonna clean them up. I think yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I'll upload a Tinker gameplay replay after this, but do let me know if you have any like comments or questions regarding the gameplay. I'm still trying my best to be better at talking, I guess. I'll do my best to reply to questions if there is. So yeah, thanks for watching.